Hello, hello. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Ruby. This is Ruby Red, and today we're going to talk about my February TBR. Every month I play this game. If you're new here, the game works like this. Every month I pick 9 prompts randomly, and then I put them into a TBR, a tic-tac-toe board, 3x3. And then throughout the month I try to read books that are going to fulfill those prompts in order to get 3 in a row. And then for every 3 in a row I get a reward. Sometimes I get a challenge prompt, and that's kind of it. So if you like the sound of that, the playlist will be linked below with all of the 2 years that I've been playing this game, and a template, linked to a Google Sheets template, which is what I use to play my game, and you can just modify the prompts to suit your own needs, and then you can play too. Isn't that fun? So first things first, let's talk about January. The board was like this. The prompts were on my shelf, oldest on my TBR, a readathon book, a new to me author, Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, disappointing, 300 to 400 pages long, a red cover, and a nonfiction book. So the prompts that I was able to fulfill first was 300 to 400 pages. I read The Idea of You by Robin Lee. That was about 370 pages. Then I read a new to me author, which was Kevin Kwan, the author of Crazy Rich Asians. And then I read a book on my shelf, Under the Banner of Heaven by Jon Krakauer. Yeah, I finally read it. And also I read Crazy Rich Asians in a vlog, link down below. Amy controlled my vlog. It was amazing. It was so fun. Check it out. And then I read a nonfiction, another nonfiction, Gathering Moss by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And that's actually it. So I do have 1 3 in a row here, but yeah, not as amazing as I had hoped. But yeah, 1 3 in a row is still, that's something for sure. So we're gonna pick 1 reward for February, but before we dive into setting up that board, first of all, I'm gonna continue to not screen record because nobody seemed mad about it and I hate doing it, like I said. So that's that, thank you. Before we get to all of that though, let me just pick my reward. So I've still got just the 11 rewards, and let's see what we've picked. Keep a prompt. Oh, so this means that I get to keep 1 prompt on my board from the month previous. So the January prompt that I'm gonna keep on the board, I already know is gonna be the readathon prompt because I am lightly participating in 2 readathons in February. I say lightly because I don't really know how much reading I'm gonna be doing, and so I don't wanna like hardcore commit to any of this because I don't wanna let anybody down. But I do still wanna like hang out with my friends and like have some fun. So there are 2 readathons that I'm participating in February. The first one is the Sims readathon, which I did last year, and I have 4 vlogs from that last February. I'm also vlogging this February, so get excited for that. And that's hosted by Ashley from Ashley's Reads or of Fiction and Fantasy, depending on what platform you're on. I'll link her announcement video down below. But I'm on Team Cap for that, which is Kayla's team, so that has its own prompt. And then there are 8, I think, other prompts based on Sims 2 expansion packs. Anyway, all of those prompts I've added to my prompt list, and I've marked them so that I'll know that they are specifically related to the Sims readathon. So those might come up on the board. That would be helpful. And then the other readathon is the Heartstopper readathon hosted by Martine from Just Martine. Her announcement video also linked below. And for this one, there's a few ways to participate. There are 3 prompts for a bunch of different characters, and then there is also like a bingo board. But I think I am planning on completing the 3 prompts, or trying to complete the 3 prompts for Elle, because I took a quiz on BuzzFeed about which Heartstopper character I am, and I got Elle. So I'm gonna try to do her 3 prompts. So those are also in the prompt list for this month. And they're also marked, so we'll know. We'll know what we're getting. So yeah, that's the readathons. Really excited about those. They're both going for the entire month, so hopefully things will fit. The Sims prompts are a little bit trickier, but the Heartstopper prompts are super, super open-ended. So I think even if I don't get all of Elle's prompts, I'll still be able to get a bingo. on the bingo board by completing one prompt for the characters. If you know, you know. Okay, now I guess let's pick our prompts. We've already had one spot filled with Mrs. Dalloway from Who the Heck Knows When that went on there. That's my challenge prompt. It's gonna stay there until I read Mrs. Dalloway. And I don't think I'm gonna do it this month, so. And then also readathon we have locked in from January. So now let's start picking prompts. Our first prompt is standalone, which is easy for me. I mostly only read standalones, and I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books on deck right now. I have some other commitments aside from the readathons. I have 3 buddy reads that I'm participating in, that I'm reading a book with 1 or more friends, and I think I'll be finishing all 3 of those in the month of February. And one of them actually might be part of a series, but the other 2 are both standalones. Love in the Time of Cholera, which I'm reading with Amy from A-Star Reads. We were not able to finish it in January. And then I'm also reading The Body Keeps the Score, rereading it with a couple of my friends. And that's a standalone. So that's a good start. Those are some definites. Okay, next prompt. Women of color author. Neat, nice and neat, nice and good. What? This is a book written by a woman of color. Okay, so I do have one hopeful kind of book on my Kindle right now. That is All This Could Be Different by Sarah Thankam Matthews, I think, and she is an Indian author. So if I do read that, that would count for this, but I'm not making any promises, but I am hoping to read it. So, but otherwise that prompt is wide open. Anything can happen. Okay, next prompt is a mystery. Oh, that's a genre that I have read a lot of in the past, but that I don't have any plans to be reading this month. I mean, I just don't have any on hand. This is something that in the past I would have been like, oh, done, I'll definitely get to that, because that's a quick read for me usually, and I can just pick up an audiobook and get right through it. And I definitely might do that this month, but I'm just trying to not be so bingey with reading right now. I'm trying to just be more intentional with like all the books that I read, because I just am. So it's harder for me to say for sure if I'll read a mystery or not, but it's definitely, it could happen. I do love a little mystery moment. I could really use a thriller right now, honestly. Okay, our next prompt, 85, and that is, oh, this is a Sims prompt for the university expansion pack. The prompt is school setting or mentor/mentee trope. School setting. I definitely don't think any of the ones that I have no idea what I could read for this. I don't have anything school related, book related on my TBR right now. But mentor mentee, that's something that's common in a lot of books. I don't know what I was gonna say there. Okay, it could happen, it could not. I have no idea. Let me know if you have any recommendations. I don't know. Okay, our next prompt is an arc. I love that prompt. Because I have a bunch of arcs from NetGalley that I need to get to. So there's two big ones here for me are going to be either The Shadow of Perseus, which I have that arc and I'm reading it right now, so I'll probably finish it sometime in February, and that is an arc. But if it somehow fits into one of these other prompts better, I've also got Mortal Follies by Alexis Hall, which I'm going to be reading this month with a couple of my friends, so really excited about that. And maybe that'll have a mystery element. I don't think so. Anyway, the arc, that one, I think we've got it. It's a shame that Mrs. Dalloway is right in the middle there. Dang. Okay, our next prompt is number 51, which is 300 to 400 pages again. I love that because that's where most of my reads are. So I truly have no idea, but I kind of think anybody could fit in there. I mean, Love in the Time of Cholera, another one of my current buddy reads that could definitely fulfill that prompt. It's like 300 and something pages, so we've got options. We've got options. And that one I'll definitely fulfill, but will it matter? Who could say? Our final prompt is an urban setting, which is also a Sims readathon prompt. It's just that that's not the one that I pulled. Urban setting is one of my prompts, but that would fulfill a Sims readathon prompt, which would be great. Let's see. All this could be different. In my head is set in New York City, but I don't know what that book is about. I don't remember why I put a hold on it. I just remember that one of my friends read it and was like, can you guys read this? Because we need to talk about it. And I was like, okay. But that was like 11 weeks ago. So finally got my hold in. Gonna read it. In my head it's about New York, but what do I know? I could look it up, I guess. I'm looking it up. Milwaukee. So that's urban. That's a city. Great. So I could read that book. I don't know what else. Those are the prompts, okay? Those are the prompts. That's the board. Wish me luck in February because I feel like I'm gonna need it. I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the things that I want to read and that I have in my hands versus like the time that I have to be reading. I just don't know about this. So we'll see. I am planning to enjoy the heck out of every single book that I read, regardless of whether it will fulfill any of my prompts for any of my commitments, but we'll see what happens. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate every single like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know what you're going to be reading in February, especially if you are participating in either of these readathons. I'll see you in the Discord, and I'll see you back here sometime soon for another video. Thanks so much. Bye.